Okay, so I'm gonna walk you through a little lymphatic drainage massage, and this is just one of my favorite ways to get up and move in the morning. Our lymphatic system is parallel to our circulatory system. So we have our blood system moving through our body, but we also have lymph, which is a liquid moving through our body, and it's there to transport nutrients, it's there to remove dead cells, transport waste, help with our detox system, our immune system. If we've acquired any pathogens or any bad cells, it's in there scavenging. So it's vital to transport nutrients, to remove waste, for so many different functions. If you're struggling with chronic fatigue, brain fog, fluid retention, weakened immune system, if you notice you're getting sick all of the time, stiffness in your joints and body, or just like an overall sluggishness, this could be your lymph speaking to you. And so there's lots of different ways to move your lymph. My favorite way is just a massage. It's just knowing where your lymph nodes are and how to move your lymph. So I'm gonna walk through a little massage with you. And the lymph nodes are all over your body. The largest concentration is around your neck region. And this is also where it drains back into the heart. So it gets pumped through the body goes and scavenges any of those dead cells, it spreads nutrients around the body, and then if there is anything dead or if there is any pathogens or any bad cells, it pumps it back into the heart, and then the heart clears it through the liver and the kidneys and the spleen. And so we always start with this lymph node here, the one that drains back into the heart, and I'll do about 2 minutes each node. And I'll do circular motions. I'll kind of find the tender points. Circular motions, I'll do tapping motions, right? It's a you want to pump it. So other ways we can pump our system is through exercise. So just going for an hour-long walk in the morning. I like to walk and then do this exercise and then walk home. That's kind of part of my routine. But we can do circular motions, we can go back to back, and we can do pumping. And again, I like to do about 2 minutes each node. And find those areas that feel tender. Find those tender points. Find the areas that you have resistance to. There's a funny thing about this path. Wherever you have resistance to, go deeper. That's what ayahuasca has taught me, you know. That's what a lot of things in my life have taught me. There's resistance there's probably medicine. Okay, I'm gonna switch to the other one. So you wanna get both sides because there's lymph nodes on either side. So this is like collarbone, neck, chest, all in here. Find that tender point, that point that drains right back into your heart. You can do 2 at the same time as well. I like to give them my focused attention, but you can do them at the same time as well. So that's the first main node. We always start with this one, because if we start draining all the other nodes and this one's blocked, it won't flow through. So the next one I like to do is the neck node. And so that's right behind your ear, kind of where your jaw meets your neck. And I find this one gets really tender if you're sitting for a long time, if you have bad posture. And I just kind of rub and find the areas that feel tender. I rub my jaw. I got a lot of jaw issues, so I tend to focus quite a bit in this area. But again, tapping back and forth, circular motions. Spend a couple minutes here. And again, you can do both at the same time, or you can do one at a time. But just make sure you get lots of movement in there. You have 600 lymph nodes in your body, and 300 of them are concentrated in this region. In your neck, your jaw, your breast tissue. So really spend, the first 3 nodes are here, but I like to spend a lot of time in this region. And you'll start to notice movement, like sometimes I get mucus come up, or different ways of just like regulating my nervous system, yawns, different processes. And the next one, we're gonna go underneath the armpit, kind of right around on that breast tissue. And in Ayurveda and other practices and medical and ancient practices, they have breast massage, and it's a similar idea of just stimulating that lymph, moving that. A lot of women develop breast cancer around their lymph nodes in their breasts because they get blocked up, they get filled with toxins and it starts to fester. And so just bringing some love and attention to these regions. How often do you massage or touch your breasts in a loving way? Bring that energy back to your body, devotional energy. Again, you could do both at the same time. It's not that easy. Maybe just one at a time for this one. Again, go to the places that feel tender. If it's sore, go deeper. Okay, the next node is right under your chest, kind of solar plexus, the area, diaphragm. A lot of people get tender in here. I know I do. Some solar plexus, self-worth. This is the I am chakra. If we have shallow breath, we don't breathe into this diaphragm. Another way to stimulate your lymph is just deep breathing. Hydration is really important for your lymph. We need to be hydrated. It's a fluid. So if we're drinking enough water, if we're getting that water into our cells, putting mineral drops in our water, it's going to help our lymph flow better. But I just like this as a morning practice. I feel so good afterwards. I typically spend around 2 minutes. I'm going through this a little quickly, but I like to spend about 2 minutes for each node, at least. Usually takes me around 15-20 minutes to get through the entire thing. But also spend more time on the node that feels most tender to you. These jeans aren't super practical for lymph massage, but there's a couple more big lymph nodes right around your groin. Right where your ovaries sit. I'm also about to bleed, so a little tender in there today for sure. Bring some extra love, bring some extra attention, pump that lymph. If we have a stagnant bleed, that's a sign of poor lymph flow. The fluids aren't flowing in our body. Our emotions aren't regulated. When our lymph is stagnant, we're stagnant. It's all just energetic, physical representations. This one I find a little harder to get into. Definitely feel free to move around, find those tender places. Another thing that I learned recently, you know, if you wear a lot of tight clothes, that's really going to cut off your lymph flow. Your lymph flow is kind of on the exterior of your body. And so if you're restricting, if you wear tight bras, if you wear really tight pants, that's going to actually stop your lymph flow. So I notice when I feel a little stagnant and a little stiff and a little bloated and a little puffy, I really need to wear more loose fitting clothes. Move on to the other side. We've got one more node after this. And this is also like during this part of my cycle when I'm about to bleed, like I don't like to do really intense exercise. So I'll just go for a 20-minute walk. I'll do this lymph exercise, take another 20 minutes, and then I'll walk 20 minutes home. And that's my exercise for the day. You know, that's an hour of exercise, and it feels really rejuvenating and good, and just my system really appreciates it. You know, I work up a little bit of the sweat, I remove some of that stiffness, I get some of the flow in. My body just really appreciates it. Okay. Last node is right behind your kneecap. So I find with this one, it's easier if you're sitting down. And I won't sit now because you won't be able to see me, but if you're sitting down, then you're not as engaged and it'll kind of loosen a little bit, but there's a tender area right behind your kneecap. It gets tender and soft in there. Oh yeah, I found it. Oh. So I just kind of pump it. I find that spot and I just give her, go back and forth, front to side, in and out. I find if I'm not engaged in that leg, it works a little better. And that's number 6 of the big 6. That's what we end with. So always start with the collarbone, and they get further away as you go. And bring all that lymph back in. There's also a couple different medicines that help with lymph flow. So right now I'm drinking nettle tea, and that's really good for your lymph, but anything that's stimulating. Ginger, turmeric, garlic, stimulating herbs, cumin. Okay. And then sometimes if I have a rebounder, I'll jump on the rebounder afterwards. But just to end it off, I'll kind of bounce on my toes. So just bounce it and get all that, we kind of cleared all the lymph. But we just want to bounce, get that fluid flowing. I notice already a difference in my body, less stiff. I'll just do this for another minute, and then I'll walk back home and start my day. And that feels really good and rejuvenating. And it's something you can do. You can roll out of bed and do it. You can do it in bed. It's really accessible. Thank you so much for being part of the Temple of Her, and just this dedication to your body and dedication to learning about your body. I hope that you've enjoyed this lymph practice and that you integrate it into your life, because it's been a game changer for me, and I love to spread the word. Have a beautiful day. Lots of love.